So Netflix, they just went full nuclear on Paramount because today Netflix looked at this entire Warner Brothers Discovery mess and said, we're not doing that stock thing anymore. In fact, here's cold, hard cash. They just flipped the deal to all cash, $27.75 per share, and that is not a tiny tweak. That is Netflix basically kicking in the door and yelling, okay, shareholders, vote now. And Paramount? Well, Paramount is doing what Paramount always does. Lawsuits, press releases, and emotional support billionaires. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Critical Nerd. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. If you would, please, check out the video. If you like what I'm doing, smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you. I humbly say thank you because you guys are the reason why that I do what I do here. Some of you guys that are lurkers, well, some of you guys do know my upload schedule better than I do. Just saying. So today, I'm breaking down the latest chapter in the most expensive corporate soap opera in Hollywood. Netflix versus Paramount for the future of Warner Brothers. And yeah, it somehow gets messier. So here's what's happened today, or I should say to date. Netflix and WBD amended the deal so it's now 100% cash, $27.75 a share. And both boards approved it. No surprise there. Originally, it was a mix, cash plus Netflix stock. The problem is the stock is like dating someone who says, I'm consistent, and then disappears for 3 days. If the stock dips, the value dips. And apparently that's exactly what started to happen, which is why Netflix ripped the Band-Aid off and went, nope, we're not letting the market turn this into a circus. And here's the real chess move. Simplicity speeds things up. Reuters and others are framing this as a faster path toward a shareholder vote because all cash reduces complexity and volatility. Let me translate this for you guys in the back. Paramount was counting on time and uncertainty. Netflix, well, they just set both on fire. Now, the deal structure is still the same basic idea. Netflix, they're not buying everything. They just want the good stuff. WBD is basically splitting itself like a bad superhero franchise trying to salvage the brand. Netflix gets the studios and streaming crown jewels, not to mention that nice library that dates more than 100 years. WBD shareholders also end up with shares in a spun-off company, often referred to as Discovery Global, which holds the linear cable networks. Yeah, the stuff that's not making any more money. This matters because Paramount has been trying to sell the narrative that Netflix's deals leaves shareholders with trash leftovers. They might not be wrong there, but WBD's filings coverage emphasized shareholders still retain a stake in the spin entity, whereas Paramount's structure is different. So this isn't just $27.75 versus $30. It's cash plus what you still own after the divorce. Now we have Paramount Skydance, David Ellison, who keeps trying to win WBD like it's a high school crush who already blocked him on every platform. Paramount's hostile bid is still being framed as $30 per share, higher headline number, but WBD's board keeps rejecting it and calling it riskier. So Paramount did what any totally confident bidder does. They sued. Paramount went to Delaware Chancery Court demanding more details on valuation and process, and they also tried to expedite the case. And the judge said, no, not going to do that. That's a problem for Paramount because the legal strategy was basically slow this down, muddy the water, scare shareholders. Netflix just removed the biggest fear lever, stock uncertainty, and now Paramount can't even speed run the courtroom part. So Paramount's next tool is the proxy fight. We'll try to replace board members, which is corporate for if we can't win the game, we'll flip the table. Now here's why Netflix is playing this like, we'll just say a winner's move. Netflix can credibly say, we can fund this, we can close this. The Financial Times reporting notes Netflix boosted financing commitments from banks, one figure being $42.2 billion, to support the all-cash structure. And then you look at Paramount's side and the narrative becomes, okay, you're paying more, but how much debt is this going to pile up? And who gets crushed under it? This is why WBD keeps framing Netflix as the cleaner option and Paramount as the riskier one, even if the headline price is bigger. And shareholders in the real world love two things: certainty and not getting obliterated by debt. I mean, call me crazy. And then because we're living in the weirdest timeline, you've got reporting that President Trump purchased bonds tied to Netflix and WBD after the deal was announced, while also signaling he'll be involved in the regulatory decision-making. Hollywood Reporter and Variety both covered the bond purchases and the optics around it. Now, am I saying there's a grand conspiracy? No. All I'm saying that this is the kind of headline that makes ethics experts do the long inhale through the nose thing. And it adds yet another layer of political noise to a deal that already has enough drama to qualify as an HBO limited series. So, where do we go from here? I mean, based on current reporting, here's the realistic watch list. Shareholder vote is now expected sooner with a simplified cash structure. The spinoff of the linear network side is expected within months. Coverage suggests within 6 to 9 months, somewhere in that time frame. The whole thing is still staring down regulatory scrutiny, and Paramount is still threatening proxy chaos. And the biggest question is, does Paramount raise the bid enough to overcome this the certainty Netflix just bought with cash? Because Netflix just walked into the room and said, stop talking, here's money, let's vote. So that's where we are. Netflix, all cash, Paramount in court, WBD board unmoved, and shareholders staring at two versions of the future. One path, Netflix studios plus streaming, cleaner structure, faster vote. The other, Paramount's higher headline offer with a whole lot more uncertainty and a proxy fight hanging over it. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Do you want Warner Brothers under Netflix? Or do you want Paramount to somehow pull off the comeback of the century? Drop your take in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, again, YouTube loves engagement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell because the story is moving fast and the next update is probably going to be even messier. I'm the Critical Nerd, and I will see you in the next one.